Hello and a very good morning. You're watching the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television with me, Frank Pereira. Here are the headlines this morning. Much delayed goods and services tax bill listed to be taken up in the Rajya Sabha amid visible political consensus. Government circulates amendments to bill to members of Upper House. Monsoon fury continues across the country. 22 more deaths reported on Tuesday in Bihar, taking the toll to 60. Rains batter northeast and Himachal. Situation improves slightly in Assam. One more person killed and another injured in fresh violence in Kashmir. Death toll has gone up to 50. Normal life remains disrupted for the 26th consecutive day. Home Minister Rajnath Singh to leave for Islamabad today. Rajnath to attend the SAARC ministerial conference on Thursday. No bilateral talks scheduled with Pakistan, but Home Minister expected to take up terror with that country. And rain plays spoil sport on day 4 of the second test between India and West Indies. Only 15.5 overs bowled as weather takes centre stage. Shami puts India in command, post reeling at 48 for 4. Well, the BJP is likely to accept the resignation of Gujarat Chief Minister Anandiben Patel at the parliamentary board meeting in New Delhi today. The BJP President Amit Shah has said that the party's parliamentary board will take a call on selecting a new leader to replace Gujarat Chief Minister Anandiben Patel, who resigned as the Chief Minister on Monday, citing age factor. Top BJP leadership will also hold a meeting to discuss the GST bill before it is tabled in the Rajya Sabha today. Well, with political consensus in sight, the goods and services tax bill has been listed for today to be taken up by the Rajya Sabha for discussion and passage. The government circulated amendments to the GST bill to the Rajya Sabha members on Tuesday. Here's more.
Finance Minister Arun Jaitley informed Rajya Sabha members that amendments to the GST bill have been given to the Secretariat for circulation to members 2 days ago. The bill is pending in the upper house for the last 1 year.
Bill has been earlier circulated. Please circulate another copy. Amendments we have already given 2 days earlier. Amendments have already been circulated.
Jaitley was responding to concerns raised by some members about not getting the list of amendments.
नहीं मिली अभी हम लोग को नहीं मिला कैबिनेट में उसने कुछ अमेंडमेंट करे कैबिनेट ने अमेंडमेंट जब करे तो अमेंडेड बिल हम लोग को मिलना चाहिए पिछले साल का भी
the amendments that have been said, but give a printed copy. Please give a printed copy to all the members.
Hard copies to be given.
The government has provided guarantees that it will compensate states for any resulting revenue loss in the first 5 years of the GST rollout. By doing away with the 1% manufacturing tax, the government has also met one of the 3 key demands of the opposition Congress. Once the Rajya Sabha approves the legislation, the amended bill will go back to the Lok Sabha again for approval. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Moving on now, the death toll has reached 50 in the Kashmir Valley after one more person died in fresh clashes on Tuesday. One person was killed and another injured when the personal security guard of a senior government official opened fire to ward off a mob which was trying to set ablaze the vehicle of the official. The incident took place at Lethpora area of Pulwama district on the Srinagar-Jammu National Highway. In another incident, a group of protesters pelted stones on a police station in the Thregam area of Kupwara district. The police personnel retaliated by firing tear gas shells, resulting in injuries to 3 persons. One of the injured was referred to a hospital and his condition was stated to be critical. Meanwhile, Pakistan's parliament on Tuesday unanimously passed a resolution condemning the alleged human rights violations in Kashmir and demanding the UN Human Rights Commission to send a fact-finding mission to the valley to investigate it. The 34th session of the National Assembly extended its support to the Kashmiris. It reiterated Pakistan's continuing political, moral and diplomatic support for the struggle in Kashmir. The resolution pressed the government to urge the international community to ask India to immediately stop alleged violations of human rights. Meanwhile, Home Minister Rajnath Singh will leave for Islamabad today to attend the SAARC ministerial conference on Thursday. Even though no bilateral talks are scheduled with any of the Pakistani leaders, the Home Minister is expected to bluntly ask Pakistan to stop sponsoring terror in India and to rein in groups like the Lashkar-e-Toiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed during the conference.
Ahead of his visit to Pakistan to attend the SAARC Home Ministers Conference, Home Minister Rajnath Singh chaired a high-level meeting with top officials in New Delhi. Attended by National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, Home Secretary Rajiv Mehrishi, IB Chief Dineshwar Sharma and RAW Chief Rajinder Khanna, the meeting deliberated upon the focus of the visit. The MEA strictly ruled out any possibilities of bilateral talks with leaders of Pakistan, asserting that the visit was strictly for the purpose of attending the SAARC Ministerial Conference.
These meetings, as you may know, discuss regional cooperation on a number of security-related matters and take stock of progress in various regional mechanisms. Our participation is in the context of our neighborhood first policy and our commitment to regional cooperation within the SAARC framework.
The Home Minister will depart for Islamabad on Wednesday. On Tuesday, Home Secretary Rajiv Mehrishi left for Pakistan along with members of the Indian delegation to participate in the SAARC Home Secretaries Conference on the 3rd of August.
We want a peaceful, cooperative relationship with Pakistan. We are prepared to discuss all outstanding issues with Pakistan, but in an atmosphere free of terror and violence. It's incumbent upon Pakistan to create the right conditions for that political dialogue to take place.
The Home Minister's visit to Pakistan comes amid growing strain in Indo-Pak ties in the wake of the Kashmir unrest. This has also led to opposition parties demanding cancellation of Rajnath Singh's Islamabad visit. With Akhilesh Suman, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, moving on now, the Institutes of Technology Amendment Bill of 2016, which aims to set new IITs in Tirupati, Palakkad, Goa, Dharwad, Bhilai and Jammu, was passed by the Rajya Sabha by voice vote. The bill, which also seeks to bring the Indian School of Mines Dhanbad within the ambit of the Act, has already been passed by the Lok Sabha. Here's more.
Replying to the debate on the Institutes of Technology Amendment Bill 2016 in the Upper House, Human Resource Development Minister Prakash Javadekar said that the government was committed to making IITs as centers of excellence.
This finance will be made available for within next 3 years. There will be no deficit of infrastructure anywhere, and particularly research infrastructure. So that is the basic initiative which will come through Higher Education Finance Agency initiative.
Earlier, members cutting across party lines urged the government to maintain the quality of IITs and provide better faculty and infrastructure to these institutes. Deputy Chairman P.J. Kurian also expressed similar views.
In academic, in quality, in the standard, in every respect, that is our aim, isn't it?
People from various states, we can also various countries also, are there in our IITs. That will ensure, one way it will ensure the quality, improvement of the quality.
प्रौद्योगिकी संस्थान जो हैं उसमें SC/ST के जो बच्चे हैं उनको समय से छात्रवृत्ति नहीं मिल रही है. मैं सरकार से चाहूंगा कि इस पर भी इनका ध्यान जाना चाहिए.
Some members also raised the issue of recent fee hike and urged the government to give full autonomy to the IITs.
Over the fee hike recently which has happened in IT, it is unfortunate that the present government has hiked the fees by more than 100%. I strictly oppose it and would request the government to roll it back.
Institutions of national importance really emerge as our pride, and they are accessible to weaker sections of our society.
Give full autonomy to the boards and the councils and hold them accountable. Hold them accountable for reservations. Hold them accountable for financial expenditure. But please give them autonomy.
The HRD minister also assured the House that there will be no interference from the government in the working of these IITs and students will be free to speak their minds on the campuses.
I may not agree with your view, but you have every right to put across your view. That's the essence of democracy. And that will always be available for all the students.
This bill has already been passed by the Lok Sabha. Vishal Daya's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, a demand for a separate High Court in Andhra Pradesh was raised in the Rajya Sabha on Tuesday. Ananda Bhaskar Rapolu of the Congress said that with the bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh, the High Court at Hyderabad has gone to Telangana. Now, several other issues of public importance were raised during Zero Hour. Let's take a look.
Raising the issue during Zero Hour, Congress's Ananda Bhaskar Rapolu said the delay in separating the Andhra Pradesh High Court into Andhra and Telangana High Courts has triggered an agitation.
Dependent population
are eagerly waiting to attain their own high court within their limits of the state. And with that, the contention has grown, and throughout Andhra Pradesh, the residuary state of Andhra Pradesh, hesitations were on by the advocates.
In another 0-hour mention, BJP's Prabhat Jha expressed concern over the shortage of doctors in rural areas. Ripun Bora of the Congress drew the attention of the House to the devastating Assam floods.
हमारे देश में 2/3 आबादी गांव में रहती है, लेकिन डॉक्टरों की 1/4 उपलब्धता है वहां पर। सिर्फ 33% सरकारी डॉक्टर ही गांव में है, जबकि भारत की 70% आबादी गांव में रहती है।
2 districts of Assam, 28 districts have been badly affected, and more than 26 lakhs people are affected, and more than 26 persons have been died so far, and thousands of animals, including the world famous one-horned rhino of Kaziranga, has also been washed away by this flood.
Revati Raman Singh of the Samajwadi Party raised the issue of proper usage of toilets, while Rajiv Shukla of the Congress demanded fixation of standards and tenure for the RBI governor.
दुख के साथ कहना पड़ रहा है कि जो आंकड़े आए हैं, लगभग 1 करोड़ शौचालय बनने की बात, जिसमें से मानवर 50 लाख जो अभी सर्वे हुआ है, 50 लाख शौचालय इस्तेमाल ही नहीं हो रहा है।
In India, I think the reserve governor should be for 4 years minimum. That tenure should be fixed. तो ये जो है, एक तो क्वालिफिकेशन फिक्स होनी चाहिए, फिक्स क्वालिफिकेशन। कौन गवर्नर आरबीआई के बन सकता है? उसका टेन्योर ना 3 साल हो, ना 5 साल हो, 4 साल का है तो टेन्योर होना चाहिए।
Development of airports in Uttar Pradesh and the alleged shifting of the T-Board headquarters from Kolkata to Guwahati were also raised during 0 hour. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, it's time for a short break now, but news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Cow protection vigilante groups have suddenly overtaken the political agenda of the country. They are unleashing atrocities on the Dalits.
Can't take as a political line because this is a social issue.
Can you promise our viewers today that this kind of an incident will not happen from now on?
Yes, because I will assure the Dalits and non-Dalits will come together.
Mayawati doesn't seem to have taken your statement very seriously because she says that he's a venal and a slave-minded man.
Mayawati is saying that I am the slave, but I am not the slave of the BJP.
Watch to the point with Minister of State for Social Justice and Empowerment Ramdas Athavale only on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha television. Well, the government plans to accelerate the rural road building pace to 133 kilometers per day. This was informed by the Rural Development Minister Narendra Singh Tomar in the Lok Sabha on Tuesday. The minister also urged MPs to attend the review meeting of the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana this month to highlight concerns of their own constituency. With an aim to build 50,000 new roads, the government plans to increase the pace of construction of rural roads to 133 kilometers per day with an investment of 33,000 crore rupees. Replying to a discussion on the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana in the Lok Sabha, Rural Development Minister Narendra Singh Tomar said that 65% of the rural habitations have been connected with all-weather roads and the remaining 35% will be completed by March 2019.
पिछले दिनों जो परिस्थितियां थीं, उन परिस्थितियों में 2011 से 2014 तक देखेंगे तो प्रतिदिन जो सड़क थी वो 73 किलोमीटर प्रतिदिन बनती थी। अभी 14 से 16 के बीच में हम लोग कोशिश करके इसको प्रतिदिन 100 किलोमीटर बना रहे हैं और आने वाले कल में 133 किलोमीटर सड़क प्रतिदिन बने, यह सुनिश्चित करने हम लोग जा रहे हैं।
During the discussion, members of the House voiced concern over the pace of utilization of funds received by the state governments from the centre under the scheme.
क्या रूरल डेवलपमेंट मंत्रालय उन प्रदेशों को कोई इंसेंटिव देने का काम करेगा, मोटिवेट करने का काम करेगा कि और प्रदेश उन प्रदेशों को देखकर ज़्यादा इस योजना का लाभ उठाएं और जो प्रदेश जो अपना स्टेट शेयर इस योजना में नहीं डालते, क्या उनको पिनलाइज करने का भी कोई प्रावधान आप करने जा रहे हैं?
हमारा इंटर स्टेट बॉर्डर है, वहाँ डेरे हैं, ढाबे हैं, जो लोग दूर दूर रहते हैं, 25-30 घर, क्या उनके लिए 250 की गिनती जो पॉपुलेशन करने को तैयार है सरकार? दूसरा, हिल एरिया में 250 है। पंजाब का, मेरी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी का 70% हिल एरिया है, सेमी हिल एरिया है। हमारे बहुत सारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट गुरदासपुर, होशियारपुर जो हिल सेमी हिल है, क्या उसके लिए नॉर्मल चेंज, मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ, क्या उसके लिए नॉर्मल चेंज करेगी सरकार?
Tomar also said that the government will use technology to identify roads which can be developed under the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. He further informed the House that the centre has launched a mobile app, Meri Sadak, for people to lodge complaints for roads being developed under the scheme. Ravindra Sharon's report for Rajya Sabha Television. Meanwhile, the Lok Sabha saw several adjournments on Tuesday following protests by parties from Andhra Pradesh who are demanding special status for the state. This was the second day of such protests and the protesting members were reprimanded by Speaker Sumitra Mahajan. However, the government has assured Parliament that the demand was being looked into.
Finance Minister Arun Jaitley on Tuesday assured Lok Sabha members from Andhra Pradesh that the government was looking at their demand for special category status to the state.
I have repeatedly said that the government stands by the commitments it has made in supporting Andhra Pradesh to the fullest. Even today, I have had a word with the Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister and we are trying to find a solution to these issues very shortly.
Earlier, members of the NDA partner Telugu Desam Party and the opposition YSR Congress forced brief adjournments of the Lok Sabha proceedings. The parties created noisy scenes demanding discussion over special category status for Andhra Pradesh. Members from YSR Congress trooped into the well holding placards.
कल आप डेट फिक्स कर दीजिए, समय फिक्स कर दीजिए, हम तैयार हैं, कल ही होने दो, tomorrow only, we are all with you for special package and we are fighting for you.
The Lok Sabha was first adjourned for about 15 minutes soon after the question hour was over.
Please go to your seat and let me start 0 hour. The House stands adjourned to meet again at 12:30.
Trinamool Congress leader Sudeep Bandyopadhyay said the chair should allow a short debate as the matter was relevant to the powers of the states and the federal structure of the constitution.
If you give a chance for discussion on cooperative federalism and we can all agree in the coming days, they can raise their issue in the 0 hour today and if we allot some time for them.
As the disruption continued, Speaker Sumitra Mahajan said she will allow a discussion only under relevant rules. She also informed that the House should be given a prior notice for the discussion. With Pranav Goswami, Ravindra Singh's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
I'm sorry.
However, Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has said that he is not satisfied with the centre's assurance of resolving the special status issue of his state. Hitting out at Arun Jaitley, Naidu said that Jaitley's claims in the Rajya Sabha on extension of financial assistance to Andhra Pradesh were not acceptable. And in news just coming in, a bridge on the Mumbai-Goa National Highway collapsed early this morning, caused by the overflowing of Savitri River in Mahabaleshwar district. No casualties have been confirmed so far, but eyewitnesses claim that around 5 cars were washed away due to the collapse. According to the Raigad administration, 2 state buses from Ratnagiri are also missing. One NDRF team comprising of 50 men has been rushed to the spot for relief operations. One-way traffic has also been moved to the new bridge which has been built parallel to the damaged bridge. Meanwhile, the flood situation remained grim in the country even as many areas are still under water after week-long rains. In Bihar, the flood toll has reached 60 with 22 more deaths reported on Tuesday, while the flood situation in Assam has slightly improved. However, nearly 10 lakh people across 19 districts in the state have been affected by the calamity. Here's more. The flood situation remained grim in most parts of the country as many areas were still under water after week-long rains. With 22 more deaths reported on Tuesday, the flood toll has risen to 60 in Bihar. A total of 460 relief camps are functioning in the flood-hit areas, giving shelter to nearly 4 lakh people, even as 175 medical teams are providing their services. Fed by heavy rains in the Terai region of Nepal, Ganga River at Kehelgaon in Bhagalpur district remained above the danger mark. The northeastern parts of the country, including Meghalaya, have been battered with rains. At least 5 people were feared dead in the West Garo Hills region of the state, while 1,75,000 people remained affected by the floods. Relief camps were set up to accommodate the flood victims. However, residents of Tura town alleged that local administration was doing little to help them.
यहाँ जो आता है फ्लड आता है तो कोई आता नहीं है, कुछ खबर नहीं लेते हैं, तो बाद में जब पूरा हो जाता है तो भी आके थोड़ा कुछ देता है, तो कोई पाता है कोई नहीं पाता.
In Assam, the flood situation improved slightly. However, nearly 10 lakh people across 19 districts in the state have been affected by the calamity. The death toll in the current wave of floods has touched 34 across the state. The authorities are running 142 relief camps and distribution centers where over 36,000 people are taking shelter across 14 districts. Meanwhile, in Himachal Pradesh, rain-related incidents have so far claimed 22 lives. A man was killed in Balia district of Uttar Pradesh in a lightning strike while rains and thunder showers lashed a few places. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television. Meanwhile, Typhoon Needa swept through Hong Kong on Tuesday, shutting down much of the financial hub with strong winds. Hundreds of flights were disrupted while authorities put low-lying areas on flood alert. The typhoon is weakening as it approaches the South China's mainland. However, a high alert has been issued in several cities.
Typhoon Needa swept through Hong Kong on Tuesday with high winds and torrential rain, forcing schools, transport services and the financial hub to shut down. Hong Kong's first major typhoon this year brought in winds of over 100 kilometers per hour, damaging houses and tearing down tree branches.
咁啲報紙就會吹走晒咁樣咯，跟住就令到即係工作困難咗咁樣，係啦。
Authorities put low-lying areas on flood alert and warned people about possible landslides. More than 150 flights were cancelled, stranding hundreds of passengers. Hong Kong Stock Exchange also halted trading for the day, while hundreds of people took refuge in government shelters. Earlier, the typhoon made a landfall in southern China's Guangdong province, causing torrential rainfall. Although the storm is weakening as it moves to the mainland, large areas of southern China were put on emergency alert. Authorities advised people to stockpile food and essentials. China's State Oceanic Administration also issued a red alert for ocean waves and storm tides, warning that waves of up to 11 meters high could be expected off the coast of Guangdong province. Needa, which had earlier passed over the Philippines, is now said to be the strongest typhoon in the region since 1983. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, let's now get to a roundup of the other international news in our segment World Wrap. US President Barack Obama on Tuesday said that Republican nominee Donald Trump is unfit to be president. He also questioned why his party still supports the New York billionaire's candidacy. Trump is under fire for attacking the parents of a dead US Muslim soldier after they criticized him. He has also been condemned for backing the Russian annexation of Crimea. At least 18 people have been killed in a suicide bomb blast targeting soldiers in the eastern Libyan city of Benghazi. The explosion struck the Al-Guwarsha area west of the city. The area has been the focus of fighting between Islamist militias and troops loyal to Libya's eastern government. The rebel eastern government was formed in 2014 in competition to the elected parliament. A unity government backed by the United Nations was formed in Tripoli in March but still lacks the support of various militias. Protests against the deployment of the US Terminal High Altitude Area Defense THAAD anti-missile system continued in South Korea's Seongju County on Tuesday night as residents expressed their discontent over the government's decision. Hundreds of protesters sat quietly in the square in front of the Seongju government building under the rain to oppose the government's decision to deploy THAAD in their country. The protesters urged the government to withdraw its decision to deploy THAAD. The United Nations' humanitarian chief visited a camp for displaced civilians in southern Sudan on Tuesday. Stephen O'Brien said people in and around the South Sudanese city of Wau needed support and, above all, protection amid a fresh outbreak of violence in the country. He also visited a hospital in Awel where malnourished children are being cared for. UN agencies have warned that tens of thousands of people have led and have reported mass killings, looting and forced recruitment of child soldiers. Well, moving on to some sports news finally now. It was expected to be the rainiest day of the second test between India and West Indies, and that's the way it panned out. A tropical storm Earl threatening play on day 4 at Kingston allowed a total of only 15.5 overs to be bowled as weather took centre stage at the Sabina Park. But in that while, India were able to take a giant step towards making the series 2-0 in their favour. In their second innings, West Indies scored 48 runs and lost 4 wickets in the only session of play. As no further play took place, West Indies batsmen could breathe a sigh of relief. But with the weather expected to be much better on the 5th and final day and the home team still a good 256 runs behind, the result seems to be moving towards only one possible outcome. India look favourites to wind up things in West Indies.
Short delivery again.
That's it on this edition of the Breakfast News. Have a good day.